Hello and welcome to the 8th annual Morris Anderson Memorial Shootout. My name is Rory Selk. This is Jeff Craig. Jeff Craig is the tournament director. Jeff, how do you think the tournament went this weekend?
Well, we had a really great turnout this year. We had 139 bowlers from, I think, 7 states and 2 Canadian provinces. And as usual, we had a tie for who qualified today, and we just had a lot of drama during the event this year.
Yeah, I believe that. Today was crazy. We had a big shootout for first and second place. There was a lot of strikes, a lot of spares, just a couple unlucky bounces. We're going to start by bringing out the top 5 bowlers, starting with number 5. That is Phil Mann from Hazen, North Dakota with a 27.98. All right, second, we got Sam Lanto from St. Louis Park, Minnesota with a 28.59. All right, next we got Dave Langer from Brooklyn Park, Minnesota with a 28.60. All right, second qualifier, Mike Schmidt from Winnipeg, Manitoba with a 31.41. All right, and our top qualifier for the show today is Matt Smallin from Minot, North Dakota with a 31.94. All right, we're going to head to commercial. We'll be back with the action.
A special thank you to all our sponsors: Mowbray & Son, International Travel Agency, LaFleur & Sons, The Grand International, IRET, Glass Doctor, Maine Electric and Holmes Electric, Dakota Bank, North Country Home Improvement, Morgan Printing, and Artistic Ambiance.
Join the 54 million other Americans who love to let the good times roll. Been bowling lately? It's a whole new game.
Whether you need to transfer $40, look at your account history, or check your balance, at First Western Bank, we make banking easy with mobile, text, and internet banking, so you have time for what really matters. You can even do your banking at a ball game. We want to be the easiest part of your day, because at First Western, we think life is better lived together. First Western Bank. Together, we're banking on Minot.
Welcome back, everybody. Sitting with us today is Larry Craig. He is a member of North Dakota State Bowling Hall of Fame, and he's been a bowler for 50-plus years. He'll be our color man today. Larry, what do you think of the first match?
Oh, thanks, Roy. I think the cream has come to the top. The top 5 bowlers here we have are top notch, and this first match is going to feature 2 wily veterans that have been in the trenches and they know what it's like, and it's just going to be a matter of carry, and I'm anxious for real good scores.
All right. Well, let's head to the action. All right, up first, we got Sam Lanto on the left-hand lane, being lane 35. He'll be starting on.
Sam is a right-handed bowler from the Twin Cities. He works for EMC Corporation, and he has a huge bio here. As we go, I'll read. He's a right-handed bowler, and he loves to loft the ball. He takes away a lot of the lane when he lofts the ball. He lofts it out. Looks good right off the start. Good shot for Sam.
That's the way a guy would want to start right there.
I believe this is his 3rd consecutive year being on television.
Third time in a row, Jeff.
3rd time. Right. That's the first.
That is good. Hopefully many more. All right, starting on the right lane, we got Phil Mann from Hazen, North Dakota.
Phil is also a right-handed bowler. He's been bowling for 40 years. He's a 5-time state singles champion, and he's a member of the North Dakota State Hall of Fame. He's a 203 KFYR TV champion in Bismarck, North Dakota. He has 17 300 games and 3 800 series.
A little loft on the ball. All right, another good shot.
Good shot by Phil.
Just like Larry said, I think this is going to be a matter of who
Who can carry?
Who can carry the 10
carry?
pin? Who's going to win this match?
Phil has bowled many of the tournaments here at North Hill Bowl. He makes it to all our smaller tournaments throughout the year, so that might help him today.
Now, this is the first time he's ever made a TV show for the Morris Anderson Shootout.
He said he was a little nervous. I talked to him, and he said, I'm a little on the nervous side, he says, but I says, everybody, I says, you're not good unless you get nervous. So
He didn't show it on the first ball.
he stands more in the middle of the lane,
Kind of a down and in shot.
down and in shot. He's not a big cranker. He lifted that
Yep,
good.
definitely.
Good
That's
shot.
nice. Got it.
So
Definitely
we got
helped for him
ourselves a
on that
match.
one.
We got ourselves a match starting out. Should we make a prediction, Jeff, on a high score? I predicted 300 a couple years ago. We almost had it.
299 to 300?
Yeah, really.
That's a pretty high prediction there, right?
And Sam, he has he has 2 eagles in the national tournament in Billings.
Right,
Oh,
all
he
right, we
leaves
got
a 10 pin, perfect
There's
shot.
that 10 pin we were
There's a 10
talking
pin.
about.
That's the matter of carry.
3-time Team USA member, and that's an accomplishment in itself. 1993, 94, and 2003. He has 21 CBA titles. That's a
Wow.
tournament in Minnesota, runs in the 3 states.
Covered the 10 with his plastic
Covered the
ball.
10 pin. He's a Minnesota State Hall of Famer, and he's also Minneapolis Hall of Fame.
Wow.
And right now I asked him what he chose to throw, and he's throwing a Brunswick Wicked Siege.
Okay. New ball on the market.
New ball on the market. Takes a little bit of time.
Lofted the ball.
I love his loft.
Hold.
And he
All right,
carries
he
a
carried the
4-pin.
four pin.
coming
Hit the
over
4 pin
high.
there.
All right, so he covers the spare with the strike. We got Phil Mann on 36, going for a turkey.
Phil Mann's ball of choice right now when he was warming up is a Columbia Perfect, what is that, Rory? Perfect Rival.
Perfect rival, yep.
There's so many new balls out.
Yeah.
Well, you know you're in the ball business, and
they
they
seem to come out
change
every week.
Yes. You
You
got to
got a
keep on
Ball
top
full-
of it, too.
Get a wall full of old balls all the time.
Looks good.
All right, hold. All right. Carry the 7. All
He
right.
carried
we got a
it.
late carry on the 7.
That's 3-bagger for Phil Mann. I've known Phil probably in the bowling scene for 30, 40 years. Him and I have cracked heads together. He's a huge competitor,
Bowls in lots of
and
tournaments.
he loves him. You can, no matter where you go, you'll find him there.
Betty Anderson, who would be the owner of North Hill Bowl, I would say she is rooting for him. He is her favorite out of everybody. Every tournament, she always cheers for Phil Mann, no matter if he's on the bottom or the top. I know she's sitting up front watching him, paying attention.
He's taking a little time this time.
He did. He waited on the
Yeah,
approach a little bit
yeah.
longer on that one.
Let's see if
Making
he
it
got
fit. All right, we got a.
He got a shaker.
7 pin.
7-pin. Phil has 17 300 games, and he has 3 800 series. He's an electrical supervisor for Dakota Gasification Company in Hazen.
They tied yesterday. Yesterday.
He'll go across. Oh, I'm sorry. He'll go cross alley on the spare with a
Yep.
hard ball.
Volley ball. Yesterday, Sam and Phil actually tied for 9th. In the first day of qualifying, they tied 9th with a 16.95. So it's kind of funny that they tied yesterday, and you see them in the first match
Yeah,
today.
that is. Well, Sam, he knows what he needs now. He knows that Phil started off with a turkey, so Sam's got strike, spare strike, so he needs
Got
this
a
to
little
stay
work
right
to
in the
do, yep.
match. If he gets a strike, he'll only be 9 pins down, and if he doubles, he'll go into the lead. Looks like it's
shot.
going to be light.
Yep. Oh,
Good,
came
very
up
nice
came
shot
up
by
nice.
Sam.
Not a lot of revolutions on that ball, just real smooth.
He's got kind of a trick lift to his hand. I was watching him bowl yesterday, and he looks like he comes around it a little late, but when he comes around it, I think when the lateness and with his loft, he throws the ball out on the lane, and the ball just holds for him. He's
Right.
got well, of course, all the stuff that he's done real good in his lifetime.
This guy's bio is amazing.
He's got a long bio. He ran out of ink.
And then they only fill out about half of it because they get embarrassed.
Our hold. All right,
He
little
leaves
high.
the forepin a little
Forepin,
high.
little
on
high
the
on
Little
that.
forepin.
high.
He is in the top 20 in the nation for average at the National ABC,
Yes.
National USBC tournament.
Wow.
He is a player.
I'm assuming he's going to throw a poly ball as well across the lane. And he does, and he covers the forepin.
Pretty much have a 10-pin match here.
10-pin match, Jeff. All these top 5 bowlers, they know exactly. They know the score in their head. They know exactly what they need. And with this caliber of bowlers, a lot of it is just how you get the breaks on the carry.
Right. I mean, that could easily trip the forepin on
Right,
that last ball.
you're right.
It's happened all day today, all day yesterday.
Both bowlers have hit the pocket on every shot.
Yep. All right, little light. He
He
gets a shaker
carried.
strike.
99, exactly 10 pins. Phil has a little, when he comes on his backswing, he brings his elbow back in a slightly bent position, but he's learned to bowl with it, and that helps his loft also. So he's just learned to bowl with it. It reminds me of old bowler Don Carter. That's old school. That's years ago, but he used to come back with his elbow like that. And it's not taught to a lot of the bowlers or a lot of the kids nowadays, but he's learned to bowl with it. And he comes around his ball so hard when he at the backswing. Watch how he comes down with
that
his
ball.
ball.
Is rotating
Right,
sideways the whole
right.
time down, time down the lane.
That's right, Rory. See how he lifts it up?
Yep.
His arm comes straight up.
He-
And he leaves the
Ooh.
10 pin.
10
He's
pin
got
on
a
that
little,
one.
little bit of shine on his ball, which is going to help prolong the length
Yeah,
of that ball,
yeah.
but it gives a little more snap in the back end, and that's how he has always bowled. It's just pretty much straight up like 10, 15,
Right.
and just a little break in the back
Right.
end.
He hardly ever gets in trouble.
All right, grabbed his poly ball for the 10 pin.
Move left. Everybody watching, shoot at the single 10 pin, move left, and shoot cross alley. Shoot right over 3rd or 4th arrow. Right at it, straight on it.
Oh, there we go. Another 10 pin, another spare.
Yeah. I asked Sam, we were talking about his bio, and I says, just give me a rough estimate, because he didn't want to answer me. He has 45 300 games, and he says, I says, well, how many 800s have you got? And he says, well, about 30 or 35. So.
Wow, unbelievable.
So that's.
I hope to shoot one 800, and I only have one 300. So
A little better than my one, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, there's a good shot.
Hold.
Very
All right,
good.
Very good ball. The nerves are starting to calm down a little bit. They seem a little more relaxed these
You know what?
last few
I think
shots.
I caught on that shot. It looked like he moved left a little bit. I think.
bit of an
I
adjustment?
think he's trying to get a little hold area on his ball right now.
This now is a key shot. He gets this double, he
Oh,
can
he
take
knows
control
this,
of the
Jeff.
match.
He'll. I watch him take time. Everybody learns. We try to tell our junior bowlers to get set up and have a plan up there.
He feels comfortable when
Right.
he starts with
See
his
how
foot.
See how he stands there?
Visualizes
I think he did
the
move
shot.
left. I think
right.
he did move
All right,
left.
there we go. We got a
Good
double.
shot.
Every ball's been in the pocket.
Yeah, it's been a good match so far. I mean,
Great
they haven't
match.
missed. They got bad bounces, a couple 10 pin,
No.
7 pin, 4 pin. I mean, but they're covering their spares, which spares is a huge part of the game.
Right. And one thing I like about Phil, I've been around him for a while, is I love his demeanor. He keeps the same demeanor. You don't know if he's bowling
all day
290
long.
or if he's bowling
well, if we're bowling
220 or,
90, yeah,
or a
it
90. Right,
doesn't
right,
matter.
right.
Yeah.
He gets a little mad at himself once in a while. He might slap himself on the leg or something, but oh, that looks good too.
Get up.
Ooh,
All
he
right,
leaves a
another
10
10
pin. That was a little behind the pocket.
There he just did it. He just slapped himself in the
Slap.
leg.
He did. But now he's telling himself to make the adjustment and pick up the spare and go to the next frame. He doesn't worry about it after that ball.
I think Sam went a little bit into the dry, and I think Phil is trying to play a little up where the oil has been moved over. Again, shooting cross alley at the spare, using a hard ball.
He throws a lot of revolutions on the ball. That's why
And he
fell
missed
off at
it.
the end. And with that ball, Sam Lanto takes a commanding lead over Phil Mann. He'll eventually get the win, and we'll jump into the next match against Dave Langer from Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. We had a heck of a match, the first match. Sam Lanto took Phil Mann 238 to 206. What did you guys think of that match?
Oh, it was a great match. Phil was in the hole every shot or in the pocket, and he just got a couple of bad breaks, and Sam was throwing the ball nice, and he just deserved the win.
Carried a lot of the shots.
Yep.
All right, this match right now, Sam is up on 35. He's going against Dave Langer from Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. First ball, just like last game, just continues on to hammer the pocket.
He's locked in. Now we're, as we were talking about up the boards and stuff, now as we go up towards the top, now we're getting a little more, Dave, he hits the ball a little harder than the other two here. Phil.
A lot more lift on the ball.
Right.
And you'll see that he's up on 36.
He's another smooth bowler. Standing to the left of the lane. He's
way
chosen
left.
to stay to the left and swing the ball out.
All right. That's a good ball. That seems like it's going to work for him.
He definitely gets some hand in the ball.
Yes,
Definitely some revolution, but he's very smooth.
So right now we have two bowlers actually with two different styles.
Two different lines.
And that's what's so nice about bowling. If you pick up a style, everybody wants everybody to be a clone, and you don't have to be a clone. You can just go do your own game.
The nice part about these guys following the Phil Mann game is Phil Mann played the right side where Dave might be able to bank off that line this game.
Right.
You know, I'm sure he was watching Phil throw the ball, had an idea where these guys were at.
That's right.
You can hear his fingers come out of that ball. All right. And
and he had the messenger went across in front of the 10 pin.
Messenger missed the 10. Okay, when he lifts out of that ball, you can just hear his fingers pop out of that ball.
Yeah.
All right.
And he gets a lot of his speed. He generates a lot of his speed from his backswing. Watch his backswing and watch his follow through. Watch his hand. That's a good thing for you young bowlers. Watch how he comes up with his hand. His right thumb almost hits his ear. Watch this. See that?
You know, I don't know if that's
he did that on his 10 pin, right?
Is that a poly ball, do you think, or is that a resin ball? He just flattened it out.
Yeah,
he
I don't know if
he could throw anything he wanted to at that 10 pin.
right.
All right.
I like his pre-routine, like Jeff says.
Gonna visualize your shot.
Blows on his
haven't
hand.
had anybody miss the pocket.
No, they're hitting the pocket. You got to
No.
visualize your shot, get on the approach.
Look at that. He thinks what he's doing. He knows he's hitting the lane nice. Oh, that's a good
Ooh,
ball.
Look at the concentration on that shot.
Oh, he
Little
light
light.
bucket.
Not a lot of lift on that ball. Not a lot of lift on that ball.
Tough spare. Very tough spare.
Most guys choose to throw a little bit of a hook into this spare. I watched a few guys yesterday take two off this with throwing straight balls. So
most people like to move a couple boards left to their strike position and go right into the spare. And that's what he chose to do.
and he fills it.
Spare. We have a tie game.
Just
He
like
just said he
throwing
was
at the 1-3 pocket. We have a tie match.
Tie match. We got a barn burner frame two.
I know last year 36 kind of banked up on
Yes, it
in
did.
the TV finals and
A little faster than 35.
Right. They were having a little trouble on it. Everybody was just striking like crazy last year on 35.
And I probably jinxed him. I just said that we hadn't had anybody miss the pocket.
Oh, that's a good shot.
All right, very good. 10
Very
in the
nice
pit.
shot.
All right, another thing I noticed with Dave, where most bowlers put their fingers in the ball first, I think he puts his thumb in the ball first.
Some people choose to do that. It'll change the roll on your ball.
Definitely. You don't get as much on the fingers, but he has enough fingers in the ball that he gets a lot of revolutions.
And then some
going.
people
He turns his thumb in, and then he puts his fingers in.
Right. And then some people, again, they choose to tuck their pinky finger underneath, too. That gives you more lift.
Yep. And he's wearing a glove.
Another 10 pin. He's almost too solid in the pocket right now. He's probably going to have to make a move if he wants to carry that 10
He
pin.
left a 10 pin. We have a 1-pin match.
He wears that glove on his right hand, which increases your revolutions.
Right.
He's got a little grip on the pinky, very similar to tucking your pinky.
Yeah, right. Now he'll just move left, and if you just watch now, he just flattens out his hand, flatten out his thumb and his fingers, and just shoot straight at it. Watch his hand, his arm goes straight at the pin. Now watch this. He goes right at it. See that? Right at the pin.
That ball does not turn
Wow, that was
sideways
a
one
great,
time.
it doesn't.
great shot by the camera crew.
it's
Like they heard
almost-
what we were talking about.
It's almost a backup ball.
Right.
And there's nothing wrong with that as long as the pin goes down. Some people
Right.
say, oh, what are you doing? As long as you knock the pin down, that's all you got to do on those spares.
And a lot of times, if you are throwing a little bit of a hook at that 10 pin, you could hook right by it.
Now, Dave, he's been a little soft on 36, so I hope he don't hit it too hard here. If he hits it a little hard, he might leave a 4-9 or a 4-pin. So we'll see how he does.
All right, we got the messenger
Ooh,
in
And he
front
got
of
the
the 10
messenger
again.
again in front.
He's sending the pin across the deck. It's just not carrying.
I think he's going to have to make a move on the approach if he wants to carry the 10
Yeah,
pin.
he's
Pretty much coming in too solid into the pocket right now.
3 10 pins in a row. What would you do, Larry, if you were leaving 10 pins? You move up or back a little bit, or you
Well,
move
there's
left
all
and
different
right?
things. Sometimes I move back, sometimes I move up, and lots of people, loft can do it, or if you lay the ball down early. It depends upon what kind of 10 pins you're leaving.
Right.
And when they're solid like that, sometimes it's just the bad breaks you're getting. But
Right.
And another thing, I wouldn't be surprised if after another frame here, if Dave might not change equipment.
Change ball, something very similar.
I think he might a little more back end.
Yeah, what he bring 2 balls to the rack today,
Right,
so he's
yeah.
got 2 balls. I'm sure he has more in the back.
Yeah. Sam's working on a strike, looking for a double in the 4th frame.
Already
Looks
got lift
good.
on that one. Still
See,
a
they're
little
having
weak.
trouble on
Still
that.
a little weak.
Well,
Lane 36. We might have what they call a thinking man's match here.
But, we talked about earlier, spares are a big
Oh,
thing.
they are big.
If you don't spare, you're in trouble.
He's got the little bit of a shaker on the bucket there. He's got a little opening.
All right,
And he spared.
Covers the
Spare.
bucket.
So we have a 2-pin match. Sam is leading by 2 pins.
Do you think Sam will be making the adjustment on 35 as well, or do you
No,
think
I think he's
still hitting?
locked in, Rory, on 35.
So if
He's
he was going
locked-
to make a ball change, he'd probably just make it on
I don't think
36, or just,
I don't think he'd change once.
just move his feet.
Right, I think should move his feet a little on 36. Boy,
shot.
he's
Great.
lined in there.
Great shot on
he
35.
hasn't missed 35 this game. I don't know if he missed it last game.
Yeah, I
or
don't
not.
know if he did either. He missed it one. He's missed 35 one time.
One time.
Yeah.
And that was for a 9 count, so we
yeah.
didn't miss it too
no,
bad.
No. Now, Dave, he's kind of scratching his head now. He's thinking about this shot here.
What he's going to make for an adjustment to start
Yeah.
carrying that 10 pin.
He knows that
I'm
9
sure if
and
he
spares
changed
aren't going to
balls or
win
not,
the
did he?
game. So.
I don't
What?
think he switched. He did switch
Did he
balls?
switch? Oh, okay. Stu just said that he did switch balls, and we figured that's what might happen. That's what I said. Yeah, he switched balls to a more aggressive ball.
Yep, more aggressive, something
And
he can
he
swing
swings
out a
right.
little
Goes
further.
the 10, yeah.
That was definitely the right move.
Yeah, he got a lot better reaction. Now, I'm kind of curious if he's going to use that on 35 or not. It looks like he's going to, though. He's waiting for it.
He's left that messenger, or left the
Right.
the 10 pin with the messenger coming across the deck twice on 35. He's hitting
Right.
the pocket. He's throwing the ball good, but he is going to use
Right.
the ball change on that lane as well.
Right, yes, he is.
I think it's
I'd
a
move a
rain.
little left on that lane, Jeff, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
If he's using that
I think
ball.
he is. I think he is a
Yeah,
little farther
look-
left on
looks like it is.
35 than he is on 36.
Boy, he comes out of that
You-
crouch nice.
you-
Jeepers,
Oh,
he still
another
left
10.
the 10 pin.
Another 10. 35 is getting him on those 10 pins.
Well, Jeff, he made the right move there.
Yeah.
That's just one of the bad breaks of bowling.
All right, yeah,
That's-
and he throwing his reactive ball at his 10 pins.
Yeah. That old 10 pin's a naughty pin for everybody.
All right, solid. All right, we still got a match here.
Still got a match.
This is a big double
Sam-
for Sam. If Sam
Sam's
doubles
working
here, he
on a
can
strike.
take control.
Definitely getting the driver's seat again, just like he did last game.
Yeah.
Just take advantage of those 10 pins.
He's been light on 36 twice now. We got to see if he's
I
going
think-
to make a move.
Doesn't look like he moved on
Maybe,
the approach.
move maybe a board or two right at the most.
Lay that ball down a little earlier and it'll come up. He left it out a little. Boy, he
7
left
pin.
7 pin in the pocket.
Larry, you're talking about laying the ball down a little earlier. We are using Abbey Road for our oil pattern today.
Right. I probably could go into that a little bit later on, but it's the Abbey Road. It's a challenge series. It's it's what they say. It's kind of between a sports condition and a house condition. And normally on a house condition, Sam spared. We have a 2-pin match. Normally on a house condition, like say North Hill Bowl for the regular house and the league bowlers, we run about 37 feet of oil. And on this, on the CMA, on this tournament here we're running, it's approximately 40 foot, the Abbey Road. And what it does is it concentrates a little extra oil in the middle so that the lanes don't break down with the amount of bowlers and the amount of games that are bowled. So it's not an easy shot, so you got to know what you're doing.
Yesterday there was definitely a transition.
Oh, definitely. Of course, you get that many bowlers, you're always going to have.
Right, and they did break down.
Right.
Good shot.
Oh,
And he left
a
a 10 pin.
You know, we did have a lot of bowlers yesterday that were saying, you know, they didn't bring weak enough bowling balls
Right,
because of the
right.
breakdown of the lanes. The balls were hooking when they hit the lane.
Right. It's getting to be a science where, boy, some of these bowlers, I asked, some of them brought 10, 12 bowling
Yep.
balls to the tournament. And then once they get the ball for the lane, a lot of them, they'll still end up changing on every other game. Because you're jumping pairs. You're bowling one game on the pair and then moving.
Good cover on the 10 pin.
Well,
So
for the
with
first time in the match, Dave has the chance to take control
Take
of
the
the
lead.
match with
Yeah,
the strike
right.
here.
All right, he's up on 36. Looks like he's going.
Boy, he's taking his time this time.
Yep.
Watch how he crouches down and comes out of his crouch. That's where he gets a lot of his speed and a lot of his lift. Watch how he crouches down like that and comes up. Watch him come up. Look at that. Boy, that's
You can
a
even
nice-
see it on his face.
Yes.
I mean, when he lifts that
Another 10
ball.
pin.
Oh, late. All right. Slow messenger, but missed the 10 pin again.
2-pin match. This is going to go right down to the 10th frame. Sometimes I like these close matches like this better than a shootout.
Than a runaway.
This makes the guy think when you're up there.
Right. You miss something now, you're in
Right,
trouble.
Right.
But most of these, I mean, all these guys in the top 5, they are very good bowlers. They
Oh,
pick
they-
up their spares.
right.
You know,
You're
yeah,
right.
they have a few errors now and
Now
then.
you're
but
going to jinx him.
Yeah. Hold on. Yikes. No worries, Larry.
No
No worries. Hakuna Matata.
Just like a guy shooting a free throw. You get out there and he's made 20 in a row, and
Yeah.
then he gets up there and
21st
misses.
one's always the tough
Right.
one.
As long as it's not Shaq shooting the free throw.
Right.
Yeah. And this guy is far from Shaq.
2-pin match going into the 8th frame.
All right, leaving those 10 pins, think he'll make the adjustment again, or you think he's just going to
I
keep
think
trying
he's
to hit
just
the
going to
pocket?
stay right there, and
Hope that he carries.
Hope that he carries
and
pick up his
carries
spares.
forward, but
he might give us a little emotion right here if he strikes.
It's in the pocket. All right.
Okay, see,
He's
give
in
it
the
a
pocket.
little pump shot there.
There he is. All right, amp it up the crowd a little bit.
I figured he might do that.
He's thinking to himself,
Okay.
it's that easy.
Okay, Sam knows what he needs now.
Sam's got a little bit of work to do, but he's working off a spare.
Sam strikes, he actually still has control of the match.
Right. It's a big ball. Big ball. With Dave working on a strike.
Sam has bowled on the Team USA for three years, 1993, 1994, and 2003, and that's a feather in your cap itself.
All right, he's got a
And he
shaker.
got a shaker.
Got the shaker strike.
And right back to that 2-pin match again here now.
2-pin
Yeah,
match.
2-pin match.
his
Going into
first
the 9th
Dead
frame.
even.
Sam's first strike on lane 36 this game.
It's got to be a little bit of a confidence booster since he finishes on 36.
Yeah.
When you don't strike on the lane you finish on, that makes that 10th frame a little bit harder.
Now, speaking of emotions now, Sam might show a little emotions here if he gets one in a hole. You watch. It's
Get
kind
that
of
blood flowing a little bit.
It's a little cat and mouse game between these two. Of course, they're all like that. And as we go along, we'll see some of the top bowlers. They're very animated. So if he gets a strike here, he might.
Comes in weak.
He left a 7-pin.
7-pin.
Leaves a 7.
Shakes his head as he walks back to get a spare ball.
He knows he didn't get the lift on it.
Yeah.
All right.
Some of these bowlers that come from a long distance, they appreciate when the scores aren't 279 to 268 and stuff. They like to think and shoot it like this too.
Right. You know, and both these guys being from Minnesota, I'm sure they've seen each other before, and I'm sure they've bowled against each other
Yeah, that's
before.
what he said, yeah. Okay, Dave's working on a strike.
Dave-
This is a very big double.
Dave
for-
throws a
for
strike
Dave.
here.
Right.
Definitely puts him in control.
Puts him in the driver's seat.
And that's his foundation frame for the 10th frame.
209 is the best Sam can get, and actually Dave can lock him out with a double with 2 strikes. 9th and the first one in the 10th.
There it is. Good ball. Very good ball. He's hitting the pocket a little harder. He's a little bit higher on the head pin.
So this one, with this strike right here, he can lock out Sam.
There's another perfect example of how, leaving those 10 pins, he just stuck with his game, and here he is.
Get his spare and throw the next ball.
Yeah.
Dave is going at a 227 pace, so this one here locks him out if he gets it.
It's a good ball.
Oh, he leaves a 10 pin.
10, off the rack, dang near got it.
So with the spare and a strike, he shoots 206. Sam can shoot 209 with a double. So it's all going to be in, well, counting the spare here.
Frame.
I better not be talking here. He has Dave has a potential 206, spare and a strike. And right on the spare.
Yep.
So Dave with a strike ends up with a 206. Sam has to double and get 7 pins. Double and get 7. So Sam knows what he has to do.
We actually had a couple matches today that I was watching that these guys that need a double and a 7, double and an 8, they get a double and then get a 6. I mean, it's you just never know. You never know.
You never know. That's why they throw the ball.
That's right.
He comes in high, 205.
Still not a bad game. Not a bad game.
Sam he needs to get up and get this strike.
Yeah, Sam has to strike. Sam needs a double and 7. No, a double and 6, excuse me.
Double and 6 with that.
Right. That's double and 6 for 5. Double and 7 to win.
To win.
He's taking a little extra time.
And last time he was on 36, he did strike. That was the first time.
I'll bet he wishes he was
match.
on 35.
I bet he does too.
Oh, he's taking a little extra time.
Yep. Very focused at the line. It rolls up.
No.
Nope. Needs a 10 pin.
So Dave is our winner.
That's the match.
All right. That's a match.
So Dave Langer will move on to face Mike Schmidt from Winnipeg, and Sam Lanto will take home a check for $1,400.
There's nothing wrong with a check for $1,400.
No.
That's a good weekend's work.
Finishes out with the strike here for a possible 198.
That's still not bad bowling. He's bowled a lot of games today. I mean, this is his 14th game today. I mean, that's a lot of games in one day. They bowled 8 games yesterday, so he's probably getting wore out. That was a good ball to finish off the game. All right, not a bad weekend. Check for $1,400. Sam Lanto will be going home with. So next we'll be coming back with the Mike Schmidt, Dave Langer match when we come back from this break.
A special thank you to all our sponsors. Service Master Clean, North Hill Bowl, Designs in Stone, Kip's Heating and Air, Pepsi, Four Bears Casino and Lodge, Farmers Union Insurance, Minot Sash and Door, Wildwood Country Club, Western Paint Home Center, and Enterbase.
The future is a gamble, but if you play your cards right, you can protect it. Just make sure you deal with Bremer Insurance, proudly representing auto owners insurance. It makes sense to stack the deck in your favor to ensure your life, home, health, and business. Bremer is home to local professionals, people you'll learn to know and trust because they'll be your agents every day. Put a royal flush in your future. Protect the things you love with Bremer Insurance, partnered with Auto Owners Insurance.
Primo. Come and taste what all the talk is about. Primo. Grand International.
All right, welcome back everybody to the 8th annual Morris Anderson Memorial Shootout. We just had a heck of a match. We had David Langer beat Sam Lanto 205 to 198. A very good match. Spares were the name of the game.
That's what they were.
This match we have Mike Schmidt from Canada. He pretty much dominated all day today until Matt Smallin came up from behind, took the lead late in the day. I think it was game 10 or 11, but very solid all day. He did have a 300 game today.
Mike Schmidt had a 300, and you know what? Right on this pair, 35 and 36. I watched him throw about 7 of his balls, and they were all jammed in the pocket. And it was a second game today, and this is going to be an exciting match. You're getting right up to the cream of the crop right now. The cream's coming to the top, and I'm expecting a high-scoring match this time, so I'm ready to go.
Yeah, these guys look like they're ready to go. Mike is going to start on lane 35, being the left-hand side. So let's head down to the lanes. He chose left.
Yes, he did.
Top seed gets to choose the lanes.
Yep.
You know, last game we found out after the fact that Dave actually had Sam finish on the right-hand side. You know, maybe he knows he's watched Sam bowl on 36, the previous match. Yep, and it won the match. So, you know, that lane choice is a big deal. Not all the lanes are the same. You watch these guys bowl, you'll notice the difference between 35 and 36.
Mike Schmidt, he can shoot all the lines. He can shoot first arrow, fourth arrow, fifth or he can even shoot the gutter cap. He can shoot from the left and go over the top.
A lot of revolutions on his ball as well.
Revolutions on the ball.
He gets some strikes, he will get animated on the approach too, trust me.
He will get excited.
I think he told me, I asked him, I think he brought 11 bowling balls, he said, to the tournament. He holds 2, listen to this folks, 2 World Cup championships in 2010 and 2005. He finished 15th in the men's world at Munich. And he lost. One thing he said that one of his highlights is he lost to Chris Barnes in the Masters, and Chris Barnes won the Masters. So
really, wow,
that's a good thing. And he's on Team Canada 2010 and 2011.
He definitely looks like he's earned it. All right, we got Dave on 36, solid ball. Looks like he's shooting the same line as he was last game.
He's using the other ball when he switched. I'll just give a couple quick bios on Dave, because I kind of missed him on the last game. He's a self-employed. He's a part-time owner of 2 bowling centers in Minnesota. He has 12 CBA titles, 3 St. Paul Masters titles, 2 Minnesota Master titles. He's 3 times Minneapolis Bowler of the Year. And listen to this, he holds the highest average ever in the state of Minnesota.
Wow.
So there's no, he's...
Did he...
and he got it.
Did he happen to say what that average was?
Yeah, he didn't write it down.
He didn't say, okay.
No, he never. So I don't know what it was.
All right, I think we're gonna have a big match here.
Oh, I'm excited.
It should be great. I mean, this like you said is the cream of the crop. These guys are the top.
Mike won't let down. It's just going to be and he's very animated.
Very, very animated. All day today he was jumping around, dancing,
you could hear him when he
yelling.
was 10, 15 lanes away.
Yep.
And he's got another good pregame. He just sits there, gets set.
If you watch his arms, he shakes his hand into the ball.
Yeah.
He moves his elbow. He does everything he needs to make sure
see how he sets his shoulders and sets his elbow on his side.
Very smooth at the line. Very smooth. All right, we got a double.
Discussing this with your brother Ryan earlier today. It's like every shot is a pose at the foul line. He is exactly the same every shot.
He does look the same every shot.
And then you know why he's a world champion.
Yeah, exactly.
I asked him how many 300 games he had, and he said approximately 61 300 games. And I says, how many 800 series? And he wouldn't answer me, so I just put down his high series is 869. Well, he's got a high average of 248, so that's probably the high average in Minnesota.
that is amazing.
That's almost 250 a pop.
Oh. Yeah, you got to shoot 750 to shoot your average. That's kind of a big deal.
That's Dave I'm talking about now. Mike Schmidt has 19 300s. His high series is 837, and he has a 232 high average.
Leaves a 10 pin.
6 went a little high around the 10 pin.
That's when he yelled carry. He was thinking, come on, get lucky, carry that 10 pin. No, he bowled very well all day. I watched him most of the day.
Trying to figure out what his spare ball looks like here. It looks really neat going down the lane, but it was just white with like scratch marks on it or what it's.
All the rest of the bowlers, they all move left and shoot right at the pocket. See,
it's the hammer. It's the hammer.
See how he breaks his hand there?
It's the hammer clear ball with their
That was
logo.
a good shot of the camera there. Very good shot of the camera.
All right, and there again, you know, he's shot at probably 1,010 pins and just a routine.
I try to teach my kids to break their hand and break their wrist and throw right at the pin, but some of them just quite haven't got the concept yet.
But, you know, you got these guys, they bowled many games, many tournaments.
Oh, right.
And I guarantee you guys practice all week long.
Yes, they do. They bowl a lot of tournaments.
Bowl a lot of tournaments, bowl league bowlers, I'm sure.
Right. And a lot of competition in the cities also
Oh, yeah.
for Dave.
Dave could take control if he carries
Oh,
here.
he lifted that good.
He does.
You know, one thing we should mention is the last few years, the left-handed bowlers have kind of taken advantage of the lanes or have seemed to dominate. We usually get a few lefties in the show. I don't think there's a lefty in the show today.
No, there wasn't, but it was kind of an even. I think out of the top makers, I don't know. Jeff's going to check and see how the ratio was of lefties to righties. But you know, I'm going to make a prediction. We're going to have a high score here. If he carries here, he's going to shoot a high score.
All right, we had 8 left-handed bowlers, so
and then he leaves
out
the
of
7th.
36 we brought 2 today.
And Jeff Smith was the highest lefty. He was finished 8th place.
Finished 8th place, so they were up there, just not high enough to make the show.
And did you mention that Wade Scott and Mike Skinner had a roll-off? He was another lefty.
Yeah,
Wade
we brought 36 people from the 139 we had yesterday. There just happened to be a tie, like Jeff said in the intro, that we had a tie for 36th. It happens every so often. Wade Scott and Mike Skinner had a roll-off this morning. They had to be here fairly early. Hoping he filled that 7 pin. They had to be here fairly early this morning, and Wade Scott had won 202 to 146, and he took 36th spot. And he came in today. Where did he finish at? He finished 19th. He finished 18th today. So
that's
I mean,
real good.
To be tied for the last spot to come today. The slate was clean, and he made his way up the chart today. So
He's going to take some time on this shot. This
Mike
is
takes
big.
his time, and if he gets this strike, he's gonna. You watch, he'll start and get animated. Now watch him shake his shoulder now. See that?
Yep.
That's a little preempt.
then he turns his hand just a
then
hair.
He turns his hand just a little bit. Nice smooth approach. Good lift. Looks close.
All right,
Good
great shot.
Very
Great
good
shot. Yep, and he gets back and he thinks about his next shot, knows what he did right, did what he did wrong, what felt wrong. He's ready to make his next shot on 35.
I was flipping channels one night, probably a couple years ago, and happened to go through one of the cable shows and happened to find Bolin. I think it was from overseas someplace, and he happened to be on the show.
On the show, really?
Just happened.
And now he's in Minot, North Dakota, bowling in our
that's
Morris
right.
Anderson Memorial Shootout. I mean, that's.
And he loves it down here. He's a nice guy, good competitor.
Has he been here a few years?
6, I think.
Six of the.
Oh, that's a good
8.
ball there.
All right, carried. All
Very
right.
nice ball.
A little bit lighter than he was on
Yeah,
36, but he
carried that
came in
10.
good. Yeah, he carried that 10 pin.
We got ourselves a match here. Then you notice Dave, he always wipes his hand on his bottom of his foot before he gets up there to bowl.
It's just there again his routine.
That's just
He's
a
got a
routine,
routine
right?
every
Just
time
like
he
golf
gets
or
on.
anything. You got to get in that routine. That get used to doing the same thing every time.
He's working off a spare. A lot
Looks
of
good,
revolutions.
looks
Gets
good.
it out.
Oh, there's
Oh,
that
10
10
pin. You know, we had a lot of fun the last few days. A lot of guys came in Friday. We had a little bit of a weather issue. Kind of we were hoping it wouldn't hurt, and I don't think it did. A lot of guys came in Friday night, checked in. We did a Brunswick demo day. We had the shot out so the guys could, maybe take a couple shots Friday night.
Yeah.
Get ready for Saturday morning. So that was a good turnout.
Yeah.
A lot of fun. Bowlers are great people.
They are. Everybody had a good time this weekend.
Flatten out his hand right at the spare.
Solid.
We could have a one-pin match right now. He wears a glove like you were saying. It's that tacky material that the wide receivers wear in,
Or like a
in the
stick-up.
football. Right, it's got stick-up on them. It kind of gives you that lift. Another 10 pin.
Yep, another 10.
He thought that one was a 10 off his hand. That's why he was watching that one.
Yeah, I think he was hoping for a carry on that one.
Luck of the bounce. But now he's sitting there thinking about what did I do wrong? What could I have thrown differently? He'll make
One
the
thing
adjustment.
he can't. He's doing fine. He just now think of this spare now. You can't let these things slip by. I see so many times in match play, then all of a sudden, zip. How did I go by that 10 pin?
Well, last game he won by 7 pins. If he
I
misses
know,
a single
you're right.
spare, he loses that match.
He's right on it. Better than perfect.
That is one other thing we try to preach to our junior kids and the kids that we coach. You got to forget about the last shot you made and
Right.
just think about the future and move on.
Spare now,
Nothing you
strike
can do
later.
about what just happened.
Yep. All right, you're not going to change the score at all. You're just going to get up and throw your next ball, and don't be frustrated because that's going to just drag you down on the next shot.
Okay, Mike can get in the driver's seat right here.
He's going for a turkey on 36.
Taking a little extra time. I'm guessing he'll get animated if he gets this strike.
He
knows
will
this
be
is a-
fired
he
up.
knows this is a big. Yeah, you're right, Rory. He'll be fired up on this shot. Look at him take time.
Watches his ball, make sure his ball is exactly the same
Five-step
spot.
approach. Good lift. Very good lift.
Hold. Ah, there it is. All right, here he
There's the
goes.
animation.
Mike Schmidt jumps in the driver's seat.
I warned you.
By 12 pins right now. One more, it'll be 22 pins.
Yeah, like we said earlier, he was very animated all day. He was yelling. When he does get frustrated, he shows his anger a little bit, but then he throws a good ball. He gets excited again.
And it's nice to have some local flavor now. We have Matt Smallin,
Matt Smallin is the high qualifier.
high qualifier. He is purely dedicated to bowling.
I actually drill all of his bowling
That's
balls,
right.
and I do a lot of work for Matt Smallin. I think he's got a basement full of bowling balls.
I think so.
Already got it out. A little
Makes it
high,
four.
little high.
Spare.
Okay, Dave with a double can be right back in this match.
Big ball for Dave.
This is going to go right down to the 10th frame.
Yep. This will be our third good match of the day. We have had
we've
no
had
runaway
all-
matches.
we've
We've
had all
had
good
a
matches.
238 to 206, a 205 to a 198, and
Right.
it looks like this one's going to be just as close.
Oh, it looks like Dave moved left a little.
He
Don't you
did.
think so, Jeff?
Yep.
I think
Yeah.
he did. I think he's going to play deeper into the lane. He is playing deeper.
Still
I think he had
can't carry
worse
the
carry
10.
there.
There's what
Yeah.
you call a bad break.
Same reaction, left a 10 pin, but
Yeah.
But he knows
Mike
he's
Schmidt
got to
has-
try something different to
yeah,
make that shot.
didn't like the angle of the pocket on that shot at all.
Mike Schmidt has a 12-pin lead. I think that's the fourth 10-pin in a row, isn't it, for Dave?
He started with a 7 pin, then
Yep,
3
started with a
pins.
7 and then he went
Okay.
3 10 pins in a row. So he tried to make the adjustment there. He moved
Right.
left on the approach
Right.
and just still leaves the 10 pin.
It's the spare.
Being around bowlers and instructing and helping bowlers, that's one of the most asked question I get is, how can I carry the 10 pin?
Right.
If you knew, I tell them, if you knew that, we'd all be rich.
The $1 million question or the
That's right.
$5,000
That's
question
right.
today. Seems like, everybody's been affected by the 10 pin today. It's not
Right.
not just Dave, not
Some-
just Mike. It's
Right. Sometimes you can tell them to move back a couple inches, move ahead, loft the ball out, or look out a little farther. And
but he's still making a good shot. He's in the pocket.
Oh, this is better.
Lot better ball.
Quite a tighter line on that shot.
A lot better ball.
So with a strike, we'll have a 12-pin match. Mike will be ahead by 12 pins.
Taking his time again this time.
Yeah.
Drying off his hand.
It's well worth it. He knows he needs this one. He knows he needs this strike.
You know, I guess you can look at it this way. The loser of this match takes home $2,200. The winner takes either $3,000 or $5,000 home. It's a big shot.
Dave Langer can go off the sheet for a 246, so he knows he needs this one. Boy, he's really taking time.
Hold. All right,
A little high.
and another 4-pin.
11-pin match right now. Dave's working on a strike and Mike on a spare.
Now he yelled push on that one. He wants the ball to get down the lane a little bit farther.
But then again, he almost got lucky because the 9-pin was the last pin to go out. He could have left the 4-9 because it came in high.
Right.
He'll use his spare ball, move right, and throw right at it.
He does throw most of his spares, or single pin spares with his spare ball. Where some guys throw a little bit of a reaction at him.
I still firmly believe to just use your spare ball on all the single pins. You shoot right at them.
Yep. All right.
Well, that must be the right thing to do because that's what I do.
Yeah, it's the right thing to do because that's what I don't do, and it shows in my game.
My average is 220.
Right now we have 11-pin match.
11-pin match. Mike's going into his foundation frame, the 9th frame. Working off a spare.
A lot of tension. They know it too.
Yeah, you can feel it near the crowd is silent even.
Oh, it's just
it's a big
almost
ball.
cut it with a knife. Both bowlers know what they need to.
Ooh, he likes that shot off his hand.
Yeah, he poses the shot. He knew it was a good shot. You know, one thing that he does, and you see a lot of these top guys do when they throw the ball, they open their hand. They make sure they know that ball came off their hand smooth.
Okay, here's the scenario right now. If Dave goes off the sheet, he can shoot 246. And he can't lock out Mike Schmidt, or Mike Schmidt can strike out and shoot 247. So we really have a match here.
He's working on a strike in the 8th.
He goes off the sheet here. He lifted it good.
Looks good. It's gonna come in good. All right.
Good shot.
Just don't hit it too hard now. That's what I always tell people now. Don't hit it too hard. Let the ball do the work. He did too.
He got the ball out.
Oh. 10 pin.
Right. I think he swung that one a little bit farther than the last shot.
Shot.
And he's thinking to himself, another 10 pin. I mean,
spare and a strike for 225.
He has had his fair share of 10 pins today.
He's had 1, 2, 3, 4 of them.
Just a routine, throwing at the 10 pin.
This is actually a big strike here. This is count ball's big.
225 possible.
At least make Mike work for it.
Yes, he will.
Big ball, big count ball. Looking at a possible 225.
And you know what? You can almost bet he'll strike on this ball, because that's always how it goes. You relax your hand and everything, and you get up there and it goes. See?
All right.
See, he even said that himself. He said,
played a little tighter line there, and he carried the 10 pin.
He said that one will carry. He said,
all right.
Okay, now it's up to Mike. And he knows exactly what he needs. I'll bet he'll take some extra time on this one.
He will. He'll be concentrating on the first shot of the 10th frame off a strike.
And he might show some animation on this one. If he gets this strike, he's going to show some. He might even run it out a little bit.
Oh, he's got 40 lanes to do it on.
Right. Look out, people, on this shot.
Matt Small and practicing on 27 could be in danger where he's at if this ball's a good shot.
This is almost a $1,000 ball right here. It is a $1,000 ball, actually. I mean, he knows that too. I'm just guessing on the prize fund, but
be a difference of $800 minimum. There it is. All right, there it is. There he is. All right. That was a big ball. I just need 4 pins to
just stay behind the foul line. I mean, you've seen crazier things happen, but.
And he's thrown a good ball. If he strikes this one, you think he'll make an adjustment for the last ball
no,
just to see, or he's hitting the pocket hard?
He didn't even want to warm up on this pair. He finished here. Him and Matt Small finished here. So we're going to have a match when they come back, because barring anything crazy happening.
Knowing he needs only 4 pins, he still gets set, does everything routine.
This looks good.
All right.
Okay.
Another 10 pin.
Yeah, he's happy.
That's all right. That's all he needs. And with that ball, Mike Schmidt clinches the semifinal match. He'll be moving on to the championship match as soon as we come back from this commercial break.
A special thank you to all our sponsors. Boger & Son, Gravel Products Incorporated, Republic National Distributing, Wells Fargo, Brady Martz, Minot Junior Golf Association, Jessen Roofing, The Water Doctors, Souris Valley United Way, Wesley Motors, and Coors Light.
When it comes to your finances, it's a comfort to know that all of your needs are being well managed by a team of experts who care. At Brady Martz, we're dedicated to providing more than just your basic tax planning, but also a commitment to help you or your business create a well-rounded financial system that will protect your long-term needs and provide a balance to your overall plans. Our mission is to provide good quality service and help our clients achieve their financial goals. Brady Martz has the experience and forward thinking to give you the comfort you deserve. For comprehensive financial support and more, trust Brady Martz.
Have you heard about the Lonesome Loser?
Little River Band, February 12th, 7 p.m. in the Four Bears Event Center.
Time for a cool change later.
Tickets are $20 general admission, $25 reserved for those 21 and older. Little River Band, February 12th at Four Bears Casino and Lodge. Get wild, 4 miles west of Newtown.
There's no other competition in an amateur tournament that compares to this. I mean, it's the highest level. It's always, you're pushing for every pin because you need to get it to the, move on.
Just finished a heck of a match. We had Dave Langer versus Mike Schmidt. We had a match 236 to 225. I think this next match might be the match of the year for here at North Hill Bowl. Our local Matt Smallin, bowling a lot of tournaments this year, been doing very well, been practicing a lot on the practice sessions we've had. The tournaments we've had with the shot down, he's been here for every one of them. And Mike Schmidt, Mike Schmidt is solid. He's been throwing a good ball all day long. I think this might be the match.
Oh, and the crowd's waiting for it. They know the electricity's high, and these two will put on a show for you, I'll tell you.
So they're going to shake hands, and looks like Mike Schmidt is going to start.
Okay, on the left lane.
Be on the left lane, yep.
Get ready for this one. This is going to be a fun one.
These guys
they're both animated, and they both like to get into the bowling.
Like we said earlier, they were the top two going into game 12. They bowled against each other.
Right. And there was a huge crowd watching them.
Yeah, it was a very good match.
I don't have the 11th game on there.
Mike also wanted me to remind everybody that he's a pro shop operator in Winnipeg. So
okay.
So
he must drill all his own stuff.
Drills all his stuff. No wonder he comes with 12 balls. Huh?
Right. Why wouldn't he? Already got that one out. Coming in. All right. He started off
the match here.
Yeah. He knew that ball was good off his hand.
Yeah.
Matt Small and little Matt, should I say? He has been a member of the PBA, the Professional Bowling Tour. He tried it out for a while last summer and into the last winter, and He took 20th in a regional championship tournament, and he's taken 2nd and 4th in the PBA regional. And he was a member of the Professional Bowlers Tour, and he just kind of, I think he just come back and found a job, and he's what you call a bowling outlaw. He loves to bowl.
He loves to bowl. He
loves to bowl.
You know, we've talked about it for the last 2 days. He comes and he bowls all the practice sessions. He has all these balls. He knows exactly what they're going to do on the oil pattern. He is very focused.
Comes out of the ball hard, swings it hard.
All right, first one came a little high.
A little high.
Caught a little break. They're out of trouble on left a 6-pin. But you know, those first couple balls might be a little nerves.
He is a nervous person.
He does look a little nervous.
He kind of holds his emotions inside, but he is a nervous person.
A little tense on the first shot.
He uses a hard ball. He'll move left and shoot right at the spare.
He did, make a TV show in Bismarck or in Mandan 2 years ago, I believe. So he has been bowling on TV before.
He wanted me to mention this, and it is kind of a funny, ironic deal, but he's a pro wrestler, I guess. You wouldn't think for his size, but with his animation and everything. So, and what did you say, Jeff was a member of what was it, Northern Outlaw Wrestling?
Yeah, it's Northern Outlaw Wrestling that they do.
Okay.
They do it. It's a local group here in town.
Right.
Last night we had our banquet after the first 8 games for qualifying. We did a Calcutta. We announced the top 36, and actually Matt Smullen couldn't be there last night because of wrestling. So he is an avid bowler, but he is also an avid wrestler, and he has a lot of fun doing what he does.
He come up to me and he says, "Popsy, you got to mention this, that I'm a pro wrestler." So I told him that's for him.
Both of you guys bowl in league with Matt Smullen.
Right.
His mentality from the tournament.
Oh, he's very tough competitor.
In league bowling, he's just as serious as he is during the tournaments.
You ain't a kidding. Even open bowling.
Yep. When he comes up, he doesn't screw around.
No.
He practices his game. He practices probably, what do you say, Jeff, about 5 days a week?
7.
7 days a week. Yeah, he's here every day pretty much.
Mike's on a strike here. We'll get back to the match at hand. If he carries on 36 here, I think he'll get a turkey.
All right, there he is.
There he is.
Seems to be he's playing a little bit of a tighter line on 36 as well.
Yeah.
I don't know if either of you noticed it. It was just pointed out to me that Matt used 2 different balls. He used a different ball on both lanes.
Is he?
Yeah.
Okay. So he's been watching. He threw his first ball in warm-ups, I suppose, and didn't like it on the one lane, liked it on the other, so he made an adjustment. That's why these guys carry so many balls around.
And Matt can play all the lines too. He can play
Yes,
inside. He can play gutter. He can do all the lines. He's practiced all the lines.
Right, and that's what he does when he comes up to practice. He practices every line.
Right.
It doesn't matter if it's fresh oil or burned up lanes. He still wants to bowl on it.
He drives to some of these small towns that have lanes and bowls just to see how
something
his ball
different.
reacts. I believe Mike's going to get a turkey here.
A little tight. All right, it's a good shot.
I think he might have got away with that one a little late.
I think he thought it was going to be a little late also.
Matt Smullen back on 36 working on his strike. He didn't seem very nervous in game 12. He knew what he needed to do to beat Mike Schmidt. They were 3 pins separated him after game 11 today. So the winner got a plus 30. We do a system on Sunday that the winner of the matches get 30 pins. So he jumped ahead of him quite a bit after game 12, but there was 3 pins separating these 2 bowlers after game 11.
There's a better shot.
All right, there it is. All right.
There's a little animation.
All right.
He came off the ropes on that one.
Yeah.
He did just threw the ball the first ball on that lane 36. Now he's throwing the same ball on both lanes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe he was just trying something. Maybe it's early in the match where maybe he didn't like what he saw on 36 earlier. I would say within the next 10 years that Matt Smullen will have a reputation very similar to Mike Schmidt.
Oh, he does.
I think
right now, in North Dakota, a lot of people beg him to bowl. He goes to the Nationals and the Masters, and
And he's proven it this weekend.
He's not
20
gonna hurt
games.
you if you
top
pick him up for a
qualifier.
team.
He doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't like it. Little light.
Ooh, he
Yep,
left
yep. Little light.
He
He
knew
didn't
it
like
off
that
his
off
hand.
his hand.
Yep. There, he's a little bit quicker on the approach, but he does get himself set, moves his arms around a little bit.
Ooh, he almost laid that down a little early.
Got away with one there. All right, so Matt Smallin gets away with one there, set it down a little early, hooked on him, but the spare is a spare. It doesn't matter how it
No,
looks. It
that's
all looks
right.
the same on the screen. I got Mike Schmidt on 36 going for a ham bone, going for a 4-bagger. This would be a big shot for him. I would say he'd stay that same tight line he played last time on 36.
I think the same thing here. If he strikes on 36, he's going to strike on 35.
He's very comfortable on
Yes,
35.
he is. He's real comfortable on 35. The 6-pin went right around the 10 and carried it last time a little high, about halfway up on the 10-pin. So 36 has got a little different pin reaction. Good lift.
Good lift. Got the ball out a little bit.
Ooh.
Shaker
Leaves a
7.
7-pin.
All right. And he knows it.
Yeah.
Come back, make the adjustment a little bit.
So we have a 10-pin match. Moves right, throws a hard ball right at it.
You know, we were talking earlier, I think it was in the last match, or between matches, I guess during the commercial break, about all the patches that he wears on his shirt.
Yeah.
You know, whether they're sponsors of his or just companies that he uses and he recognizes them. You know, but he is full of patches. He's got
Right.
hammer turbo ebonite.
Right.
You know, but being a pro shop operator, he has
Right.
access to all those companies.
Right.
He gets to know all those companies. And when these guys are this good, they want to throw their equipment.
That's
I mean,
right.
You know, there's a reason these guys pick these bowlers up,
Oh,
and they
definitely.
want them to throw their stuff. So.
And then when they're bowling good, then everybody wants to buy their equipment. That's
Right,
just the same way
exactly.
here in Minot.
Exactly.
The
You
good
get-
bowlers, they watch them and they say, "What are you throwing?" And then pretty soon you see you're drilling 4 or 5 balls just from one person throwing a ball.
And even if they throw it 100% different, it doesn't
Oh,
matter to
that's
them.
right.
They're throwing
No,
the same ball that the
you're
top
exactly
bowlers in
right.
Minot.
Yeah, it's psychological. Just like golf clubs.
He's going to come back on 35, and
He'll strike on 35.
he's been throwing a great ball on
Oh, it's
35.
just
He's
been
posing.
great.
He's standing there.
Yeah, he gets a great reaction on
35 is his lane.
Right. Okay, Matt needs a double. He needs a strike in the 5th and 6th. Matt, excuse me.
Matt is visualizing a shot, thinking about what he's going to do.
Yeah.
Maybe thinking about that shot on 35. Why didn't I carry on 35? Why was I a little weak?
If Matt doubles here, he'll get a little animated. You watch. He's just waiting right now. He's a little tight, and he wants to get that extra break.
He's going to get a double to get loose.
Right.
Yeah. Maybe I don't think it's nerves. He's been throwing a good ball. That last one, he just got out a little far. So
if he gets a double,
he might do that run out that we were
Right.
talking about earlier.
There's a good
good.
shot.
Good ball.
perfect shot.
That's the
Perfect
Matt
shot.
Smallin ball that we know.
He posed at the line and everything there, Rory.
Yep.
Now we could have the run out here.
He swung that ball a little bit on 35 last time. He'll make a little bit of an adjustment, whether it's with his follow through or his feet.
35's a little touchier for him. It's grabbing a little bit on him,
Right.
and it's grabbing a little quicker on his ball. So he's going to take an extra second here. He stepped back. That's good.
Definitely thinking about the shot.
That's right.
What
he knows
happened
this is a
last
big
time.
shot right here.
I mean, doesn't look like he made much of an adjustment, though.
No, I think
looks like
just
he's
gonna-
very similar to where he was last ball.
If he gets this one, he'll give us a little arm shot.
He's posing.
Oh, all right, there he went a couple lanes anyway.
All right. Matt Smallin with a big double in the 5th and 6th.
Okay, now Mike's working on a strike. He knows what he has to do. I knew this would be a good match. I
did also notice that Matt Smallin has a choice. He is making Mike finish on lane 36.
He did,
Yep.
huh?
Yeah.
I caught that last year that there was a little hang area on 36.
You know, there again, it's a $2,000 difference.
Oh,
You know,
definitely.
$5,000, $3,000. That's a big
People
deal.
ask me, in fact, they were asking me, some people today, would you rather be the top qualifier? Would you rather come up through the bracket and through the seed? And I just say I'd just as soon be top bowler and you're guaranteed second. So
Yeah, right, exactly. You know, the added games. I mean,
Right,
they
and
bowled
then-
8 games yesterday, 12 today. Guy gets wore out after a
right,
while.
like Dave, he caught a couple 10 pins.
Ooh.
Oh, boy, he held
Kicked
that.
the 10 out of there on that one.
Another big double.
10-pin match. Exactly 10 pins.
Yeah, Smollin's 9 spare in the first is the difference.
Right.
And he made the adjustment after that.
Now this is Mike's good lane here. Look at that routine he goes through, almost the same. Takes a little breath.
And there's a reason he's a champion.
Yeah,
You know,
that's for
two-time
sure.
champion.
And notice he calms down all his muscles when you do that, when you take a breath. Now he squares his shoulder. Watch him square his shoulder. See that?
A couple times there.
Yeah.
It's got to feel right.
Looks good.
Great
Beautiful
ball.
shot.
All right. What's he wearing on his pointer finger? Is that just tape?
I think it might be one of them rubber things that you can buy.
Yeah,
you can buy,
just
you can
just
buy
like a
an
little
insert,
lift?
You can buy a little insert to put on your right finger.
Okay, just to get a little more
Instead
rotation
of wearing
on the
that
ball.
glove, right? There's a
Okay,
glove that has that on it too.
Okay, so he's just looking for a little more rotation on the ball.
We got ourselves a match here.
Matt Smollin's going to take his time.
Great crowd. Great crowd.
And I think the local kid sure helps it. You know, a lot of these kids are, a lot of people in the crowd
Yeah.
are good friends of Matt, and they bowl
Yeah.
with Matt.
A lot of knowledgeable crowd too. They know what's going on. He lifted it. He's going to sit.
All right.
Beautiful
All
shot.
right, there it is. All right. He knows he's lined up. You know, that he's shaking his head. He knows what he's been doing.
Yeah, he's kind of going into the serious mode now.
Yep. But that's what he does. You know, when he
Yeah,
gets
that's what he
locked in,
does.
he gets
Yeah.
serious. You know, he might run
Yeah.
something out, yell
Yeah.
a little bit, but
Yeah.
he won't crack a smile.
No.
He won't move.
No.
He won't give anybody a 5. He's going to throw his ball, and he's going to come back, grab his next ball, and throw it again.
That's right. Big shot here. Watch him pose when he ends up at the line.
Yeah, both these bowlers, if they make a bad shot, they kind of jump
Right.
off the line. When they throw
Right.
that good ball, they just
Right.
pose.
Right. It's a good shot. Very good shot. Wow, he leaves the 10
Leaves
pin.
the 10 pin. Messenger fell off the back of the deck. Very good ball, though.
Advantage Mike Schmidt now.
Nothing you can do. Just get the spare
Nothing
and
you
move
can
on.
do.
with it.
Shoot the spare and
Going to the 9th.
conversion.
All right. I tried. He's a little upset that he left the 10 pin, but you know he got the spare and think about it a little bit and make the adjustment for the 9th and 10th.
Mike Schmidt is going at a 279 pace right now.
He knows he just keeps stringing him. He will
Right.
shut him out. I
This
mean,
is a very key shot in the match.
That's definite.
Take huge control if he gets this strike.
Yeah, there's going to be some animation on this shot.
Oh, yeah.
If he gets this one, he knows that he's just jabbing the dagger a little bit deeper.
Right. Just trying to run away with it.
That's right.
Get it done early.
You're right.
For $5,000, I would too.
That's what I tell all these bowlers. I says, just don't play it safe. Go for the jugular. Good
Ooh.
lift. A Little tight, little tight. Ooh, he got the 5 out of
He
there.
got lucky on that
Almost had
shot.
the
Tony, I have
5-7.
none.
He almost had the 5-7.
Little tighter line, but it looked like it just spun in the oil.
So right now, folks, we have a potential 10-pin match with a spare.
That's exactly what we expected with these two
Well,
coming
I
out.
expected it too. I think it's going to go right down to the 10th frame. When you're a little nervous, this 7-pin isn't an easy spare either.
Another cross the lane shot.
Yeah, but there's still got to cross the track. He got her. 10 pins exactly.
And Mike Schmidt will finish first.
No, he won't. No, he won't.
Nope, just kidding.
Mike is in the 9th.
Right, okay. So Matt Small will finish
Matt
first.
will finish first, yeah.
On lane 35.
And Matt chose that on purpose.
He's been watching these guys like the last guys. You know, he knows what's going to be his good lane. Unfortunately for Matt, he is spared twice on 35. But he'll make the adjustment. He's a good enough bowler that he can make the adjustment.
I could say tie, maybe. Jeff wants a roll-off, 10-frame roll-off.
Hey, we'll do it if we have to,
Oh,
and it might
heavens,
come
yes.
down to it.
Yes, it might.
Ooh, that one came off his hand.
Oh, there's a 10-pin. Coming down to the 10th.
Yep. No, that's a big shot. Matt Smallin realizes, hey, if I strike here, I could, you know,
And
jump
right
up
now,
on it a little bit.
Right now, for the amateur bowler, this 10-pin's not going to be easy either.
Right. You're in the 9th frame of a
Right.
$5,000 match. I mean,
He's got it.
but when it's a routine like his, I guess he picked it up.
This is now a huge strike.
This is a huge shot for Matt.
This
Yeah,
is the
Matt has
largest
to-
strike he's ever needed in his career.
Yeah, this is probably one of the biggest. He's thinking
And
about
he's
it.
nervous. He's taking his time. He's
Yeah,
trying.
this
He's
is
trying to
gonna be
loosen
a-
up. He's
this
a
is
little
gonna be
tight.
Calm himself down.
This is probably going to be the 3 biggest shots of his life right here.
All right, get the 9th for the foundation and lead into the 10th and make that 9th frame worth 30
Yeah,
pins. That's
you're
the
right.
ticket.
Yeah,
I mean,
that 9th frame, fill frame. You can pick up a lot of pins. Oh, he's taking his time again.
I guess I've never really noticed that he talks to himself as much as he does on the approach.
he tells himself he needs to. You notice, Larry, he's tucking his pinky.
Yeah, I
as
see
we talked
that.
earlier.
Yeah,
He's
I see that.
tucking his pinky on his right hand. Told himself when to go. Throws a good ball. Hold. Yeah. Carry it. All right. All right. That was a good ball. He didn't know what to think of that.
Get some laughter out of the crowd. They didn't know how far he was going.
Yeah. He's got 34 lanes to run out.
Yeah, really.
With those red pants, we could probably see him down there. Matt Small. Everybody's wearing khaki and black pants. Say Matt Small shows up in a pair of red pants.
So it all comes down to this, boys.
Big shot.
Look at the big breath he's taking.
Yep. Make sure he's sweating. He's using his puff ball just to dry up the hands a little bit and calm down.
Big shot.
He got
He
it out.
lifted it
Got it
good.
out. Carry it. He
All
got
right,
it.
carry it.
All right. And the crowd goes wild. That's what. That was a big ball.
Jeff, we could have a tie here. This is a big
You've
ball.
had ties before in the roll-off.
Not for the championship.
No, but in the 5-game or 5-man step ladder, we've had ties before. And
Strike and 9. He has to strike off the sheet, Mike, to tie.
all right. So he can shut him out.
He
with
can
a-
shut him out with a strike.
with a turkey.
248, and the best he can get is 247.
Yeah.
Needs to strike out to shut him out. Yeah.
Shut him out, right, by 1 pin.
He needs 2 strikes.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is going to be another animated shot here.
Yeah. I mean, the place is silent. The only thing you can hear is the ball return. Carry it. There he is. All right. There he is. All right. That's, I don't know who's more nervous, the crowd or Matt Smallin right now.
There's a picture of Mike. He
doesn't, yeah.
There's nothing you can do when you're sitting on a chair.
Right. 8th and 9th frame, 9th spare.
Strike here, and he locks up. He's the winner.
Yeah. So it's a huge ball for Matt Smallin. This could be a $5,000 ball.
That's exactly right. This is his. This could be a jumping point for him. Learn under pressure, how to strike. This is a big ball.
When he came back from his the PBA stuff, he said, "I just need to get a little more experience and a little more knowledge," and this is showing now that he's getting that.
Right.
He's telling himself what to do. Threw a good ball.
Carry the 10.
Yes! All right. That is all right. He finishes off with a hand one for a 248. He went right into the crowd, gave his mama a hug. That was huge. That is awesome. That is great. That's he, out of everybody that bowls in this center, he has worked the hardest for that right there. Oh yeah. Almost put himself on his back. He's so excited.
Oh.
Wow. Unbelievable. We've had one other Minot guy, I believe. That was Steve Nush with the first or second year.
He took second.
Yep, but he was on the show.
Right.
I don't think we've had any other Minot guys on the show.
It's kind of fun to have the local people.
Oh yeah,
you brings tears to my eyes.
Yeah, it's great. And a young bowler like Matt Smallin to come out here and show these guys what he's all about.
He come up through the junior ranks in Minot too.
Yeah. He actually quit juniors so he could join Men's League and start bowling in tournaments.
Right.
I mean, that was a big deal for him. It kind of helped him out. He still doesn't believe it. He's sitting there laughing at himself. He's in shock.
.247 is the best Mike can get in an excellent game he bowled.
Yeah, and Mike
if he strikes out or one pin costs him $2,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's still got his composure. He's still throwing a good ball.
Yeah.
He knows, but
definitely acting like a champion on the approach.
Right, exactly. He gets set and he throws the ball.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, that was a heck of a match. Possible 247, 248.
247, like one pin match.
One pin, $2,000.
You bet.
There it is. All right.
Beautiful.
There we go. All right. There's nothing wrong with a 247. I mean,
no, it was
that's unbelievable. All right, so we got a 247 to 248 of Matt Smallin. We'll be back just in a little bit to give away the checks.
A special thank you to all our sponsors: Shields Sports, Bacon Signs, Bremer Insurance, Lucky Strike Lounge Casino and Links, Magic City RV, All-American Trophies, the City of Minot, Budweiser, Coca-Cola, and First Western Bank and Trust.
The rest is easy at Grand International. Easy. The rest is easy.
Comfortable, stylish rooms featuring relaxing memory foam mattresses lull you into a restful night's sleep. King Suites with LCD TVs provide all the comforts of home. Fine meals, a Sunday buffet, and recreation round out an enjoyable, completely restful stay. Minot's Grand International, where the rest is easy.
Adding new siding and windows is an investment, and North Country Home Improvement is the smart choice to help you make it. North Country is your authorized distributor for high-quality Simonton vinyl windows, Colby & Colby windows, and quality siding from Gentex and Norandex. Combine these fine products with 18 years of construction experience, and you'll transform your home into the pride of the neighborhood. Call Troy Westmeyer for a free estimate. Remember, at North Country Home Improvement, if it's not good enough for them, it's not good enough for you.
All right, welcome back everybody to the Morris Anderson Memorial. We just had a heck of a match. We had Matt Smallin with a 248 against Mike Schmidt's 247. Came down to the 10th frame. Matt Smallin struck out to clinch the victory for $5,000. First we're going to call up Mike Schmidt to collect his check and his trophy. We can get him up here real quick. All right, today he's taking home $3,000. And just jump over there. So you know, a check for $3,000 and a nice trophy. You plan on coming back next year?
Absolutely.
All right, he said absolutely he will be here next year. So let's give him a round of applause. What's that? You got anything to say about today's match?
It was a great match to be a part of, and it was nice to see that Matt threw the 3 in the 10th when he needed to do it, and deserves a victory.
All right. Well, good. That's awesome. And the man that capitalized in the 10th frame is Matt Smallin, bowled a 248. Come on up, Matt, and collect your check and your trophy and your extra big check. Good bowling, Smalls. All right, there's your stuff. You got a lot of stuff. You got a check for $5,000, a big check and a small check, a large trophy. What do you think of today's match?
That match, oh man, I can barely even talk because of it. That match was, it's one of those dream situations you think of. You need 3 in the 10th, or to punch the 9th and the 10th to be one of the best in the world.
Right. We watched you getting up for the 10th frame. You were, kind of hesitant to get on the approach. You made sure everything felt right. When you got up for that first ball, everything felt good?
Well, on prior TV shows, I had a tendency to just rush everything and throw terrible balls and have terrible scores and terrible losses. So I said today, I need strikes, and I took a page out of Mike's book. He was taking his time. I figured, what the heck, there's no clock, I'll take my time too. I need strikes.
All right, there you go. He's taking it from a champion over here, so apparently it paid off. Matt Smallin got a check for $5,000. And before we leave today, I just want to make a special thanks to Jeff Craig. He's a tournament coordinator. He sets everything up for this. If we give him a round of applause. And a big thanks to Renee Shirley for letting us have the tournament here. She takes care of all the stuff behind the scenes as far as everything running, making sure everything's correct. So big round of applause for her. All right, well, thanks everybody. We'll see you next year for the 9th annual Morris Anderson Memorial Shootout. And thanks for coming. Congratulations, Matt Smallin.